Awesome. Time for another one.
Take that, Mario. Fat bastard. Talk to me.
Tristan, it's time for another top 10 Power Ranger list. Teleport to the command center. Immediately.
Dude?
What?
Really?
Morphin time?
Morphin time.
Say on! Go, go, Guardian! Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, and others. I am the Guardian.
I'm your professor.
And welcome to another Top 10 Ranger list. This time around, we're going true blue to the rescue with the top 10 best Blue Rangers and Power Rangers.
Damn right. These are the ones who usually hold the core together, and it was always subsequent in every single team.
Not only that, but we're also taking into effect how well developed they are, how much they contribute to the team, and overall, what type of character they are. Like, are they a good character? Do they make us laugh? Do they make us cry? All that stuff have been taken into account for this list.
And we do count all types of blue. Blue, light blue, navy blue, and even the extra blues.
Yeah.
Just in case. But no Blue Centurion, because he doesn't technically count.
Even though he has a Ranger key, he's technically not a Ranger.
Yeah. That's still weird.
Yeah. Not to mention, there's still going to be plenty of honorable mentions.
Oh, definitely.
Do you want to save that until we get to the number 1 Blue Ranger?
Yes, we should.
Alright. Well, with that said, let's get started with number 10! Justin, from Power Rangers Turbo.
Guys, I'm the new Blue Ranger.
A very underrated Blue Ranger, in our opinion.
He really is. I mean, of all things, when you actually think about it, it goes to show you how worthy this kid was if Zordon picked him.
Even though it's just a thing from the movie, it still works. He's still a smart kid. I think the only reason why people didn't like him was because he was a child hanging out with teenagers.
Yeah, and I honestly kind of get that, but then again, not really. Because when you go through the series all the way until the end of Turbo, and even his comeback episode in Power Rangers in Space, he is a good character. He actually realizes that when weird stuff is going on, he realizes it's Divatox, and instantly goes for the Morphers.
Precisely. And not to mention the fact that, come on, the original adaptation of Car Ranger, he's the one that actually tried to take things actually seriously.
Yeah, even when the group was baked into a giant pizza.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
Sadly, it was a thing. Not to mention, his Zord is pretty cool, too. It's a frickin'... what is it, a Jeep?
It is a Jeep all-terrain vehicle. And then his rescue Zord is a police car.
Yeah, we got a police car and the frickin'... what?
Blue Thunder?
Mountain Blaster.
That's it. Mountain Blaster. One of those 2 special cars from deep space. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, Mountain Blaster and Red Lightning was the other one. Now, I don't know if there's anything else to talk about with Justin other than he was an underrated character. He deserves...
Also, it wasn't for him.
Yeah?
He was the one that actually helped the Rangers get into space by actually trying to find Eltar, by actually talking to the space program.
That's 100% true, actually. He managed to somehow convince them by name-dropping Zordon as well. Not to mention, he's pretty ingenious.
He really is.
He's a smart kid.
My thing is, how do you even get those kinds of connections?
Zordon?
Oh, come on. We can't just use Zordon for everything, even though we could, but there's gotta be more to it than that.
Makes more sense than him knowing Divatox.
Moving on!
Number 9!
Preston. From Power Rangers, Ninja Steel, and Super Ninja Steel. Is it Ninja Super Steel or is it Super Ninja Steel?
It's Super Ninja Steel. With Dino Charge, it was Dino Supercharge, but they went back to Super at the start.
I hate it when they keep doing the Super thing.
Yeah, well, they're gonna keep doing it.
Either way, Preston.
A magician of all things, which I think is one of the first instances we found a magician as a ranger. We've had magicians as, like, antagonists, like that one magician who was conned into working for Grum and ended up hypnotizing Sid in that episode of SPD.
Oh, yeah. Also, I'm now just kind of realizing this, but Preston's, his whole name is a pun on prestidigitation.
Not to mention, this is interesting because magic has always been a thing in Power Rangers, from Rita to Mystic Force, and we never actually truly see the Rangers attempting to do magic outside Mystic Force.
That's true, but even with this, it's still like, you know, like the showboaty thing, not actual magic, but yeah.
He does get magic, though. An alien, I think Alien Queen or something, from the Lion Galaxy, gifts him a magic wand to practice real magic with.
That could be dangerous.
It is. He ended up turning the White Ranger invisible for almost an entire episode.
Well, she is a Snow Ranger.
All because he attempted to skip through to the more advanced stuff before mastering the small stuff.
Oh, Preston.
Needless to say, though, he is pretty ingenious, because it's hinted at that the school that they go to is a school for, pardon the pun I'm using, for gifted youngsters.
There's no getting past being gifted as a ranger.
Yeah, but think about it. They have a shop class with a junkyard. And Sarah has her homemade hoverboard.
Okay then!
Not to mention, did you notice anyone batting an eye when Redbot was roaming around the school?
No, actually.
There you go. But anyway, back to Preston. He's a good magician. He's got his own Dragon Zord.
That's right, Blue Dragon. Also, not mention the fact he has the power over water.
Yeah, he does. So, even though we didn't exactly talk much about Preston, he's still a good character and a good ranger.
He definitely has heart where it counts, that's for sure.
Especially when it comes to Koda, his brother.
That's right. They're both played by Sudarsos, and yeah, I still have in my headcanon that that Koda is actually Preston's ancestor, and the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger from Hyperforce are their descendants.
That's a good theory, actually. It makes a bit of sense. Yeah, I'd say that's solid. But yeah, his actor is also the Red Hyperforce Ranger.
And Koda happens to be the Green Hyperforce Ranger, also the Silver Time Force Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he switches sets and powers. So
Yeah. Regardless, though, Preston is a pretty cool character, despite the fact that he doesn't get as much screen time as he should.
You know, like compared to like maybe like Haley or Brody.
Yeah, or Levi.
Well, he's a country star. What'd you expect?
Fair enough. Either way, let's move on to
Number
8.
Tori from Power Rangers Ninja Storm.
I think it's weird that we're mentioning Tori and we didn't even bat an eye to Blake Bradley, the Blue Navy Ranger.
Not at all.
Either way, we have another Ranger that has a mastery over water.
And the first dolphin motif Blue Ranger. Whereas every other time, it's always been a shark.
Yeah,
Well, for water-themed Rangers at least.
that's true. One of my favorite episodes with Tori, though, is when she ended up getting sucked into that alternate dimension where the Rangers were evil and she had to work together with Lothar and his aliens.
And like the time where she actually turned evil by using corrupted powers on the Dino Thunder crossover.
Yeah, but with Tori, she's got guts. She is one of the gutsiest Rangers I've seen.
I know, right? Especially coming from someone who's coming from like the Earth Clan, the Ninja Rangers.
Yeah, especially since, okay, I instantly think back to a moment where I think, yeah, she was fighting against Zurgane's robot.
Oh, that'd been interesting.
Yeah, and she was I don't know if it was Zurgane, but it was one of the aliens, and she was single-handedly piloting the Megazord.
Okay, that's actually pretty badass.
It is, especially since you don't see that often with earlier seasons like this.
You really don't.
You don't. More or less, all the Rangers have to be in there together in order to do it. Not to mention, along with Hunter, Blake, Shane, and Dustin, they were
Don't forget about Cam.
No, this is where I'm going with it. When Cam took their power discs, he took them to find the Mammoth Zord. They all had to pilot the Megazord without powers.
They have to be one of the most badass Ranger teams of all time.
Right? It's sad we never get that crossover with a Ninja Steel though.
Or with I guess you could say the Alien Rangers over here.
Yeah. Either way,
What a waste.
Tori is a great ranger because she's got, pardon me for saying so, balls.
Not to mention the fact she was the only one to actually come back for that crossover special from Operation Overdrive. And actually,
Once a ranger?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. There's a reason she was picked as one of the rangers to be brought back. Aside from
Neo Blue.
not only that, but also stupid use of spending, I guess. Because I love the veteran rangers in that episode, but when you actually think about it, there are a ton of other rangers that still had their powers.
Yeah, but can you really actually argue with that team though? That was a pretty well-rounded team.
It is. Which I actually have my own fan-made best team of rangers, hand-picked, and I'll show you later.
Sounds like fun.
But for now, Tori, we love ya.
Way to say awesome. And she's an actual true master.
She is. She actually ended up graduating the Wind Academy with Shane and Dustin and became a true Master of Water.
Sweet.
With that said, let's move on to number 7. Theo from Power Rangers Jungle Fury.
Hey, that man's butt had a rod up his butt.
What?
You know he was so uptight in that series until he started leveling out down the line.
He was uptight in the beginning, yes, but, I mean, what do you expect? He's a pitch-perfect student. The minute he starts relaxing is when he ends up doing too much, and he has to be taught a lesson by Master Swoop.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did gain the ability to bat, didn't he?
Yeah, after somehow mixing up some things, including putting salt in the Parmesan cheese shakers.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and you know how much people like their cheese on pizza.
I know I do.
Yeah, so imagine eating a handful of salt on pizza.
Ugh.
You can thank Theo for that.
That really actually. Ugh.
Not only that, but when he was doing cleanup last night, according to RJ, he forgot to close the fridge. So the perishables perished. Regardless, though, that is one of his better episodes, including one earlier when they were fighting the 5 Fingers of Poison, and he ended up getting his ass kicked. He had to step back up from his defeat, which hit him pretty fucking hard, and he had to get back up and get better.
And so he had to basically learn humility, is what you're saying.
Yes, his early bits of humility as well was when he was teaching Casey how to master his nunchucks.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about those. Because isn't he a Tonfling master?
He is a Tonfa master, indeed. Just the way Lily is a master with the bow. And RJ...
Is RJ.
He's RJ.
He's RJ.
Yeah, but what else is there to say about Theo? He's got the stealth of a jaguar, he's got a brilliant set of brains, sort of a pattern with Blue Rangers.
It really is.
And, get this, he has a twin brother that we actually see on screen.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, he gets a twin brother. It turns out that he's jealous of his brother for all the great stuff that he does, like skydiving, going to different countries, learning music. And it turns out that his own brother was jealous of him when he found out that he was a Power Ranger, saving the world.
I can see that.
Yeah. And you can tell that he cares about his brother, too, because do you know what happened when that monster kidnapped him?
What?
He went, "You're gonna pay for that! Jungle Beast! Spirit unleashed!" And then he went ham on him in his Jungle Master mode.
Oh, so he was using Bat rather than Jaguar.
Oh, yes.
Okay then.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and then towards the end, he ends up getting the girl.
He got Lily.
He did get Lily. It's sweet.
A little unexpected for me, honestly.
Really?
Just a little bit.
You couldn't tell that Theo had a thing for Lily?
Yeah, I didn't pay too much attention during Jungle Fury for some reason. It was one of the ones I wanted to get into, but I just couldn't for some reason.
That's weird. Regardless, though, Theo's still a great ranger, and one of my favorites in Jungle Fury.
Also, they had really bomb-ass uniforms outside their ranger suits.
Yeah, although it's weird with all the black, their collars were white, and when they were in Jungle Master mode, with all the white, their collars were black.
Yeah, I guess they needed a contrast somewhere.
Not really.
Either way, I still liked it.
Fair enough. So, is there anything else you want to say about Theo?
Not that I can think of.
Oh, I got one. Jaguar Master.
Never mind.
Yeah, we got another master because he graduated and got his master stripes.
Oh, right. Forgot about the stripes.
Mm-hmm.
That was one very cat-heavy season.
It was.
You had tiger, you had cheetah, you had jaguar, and with Gerard, you had the lion.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of cats.
It was a pretty kitty season.
Cats.
Yeah. Let us move on. Number 6!
So, check the viewing globes. Who's our number 6?
Our next number 6 is TJ from Power Rangers in Space.
Oh, a former Red Ranger turned blue. Don't ever become and step down from the lead position.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Theodore J. Jarvis Johnson, or TJ, is the blue in space Power Ranger. And, as Tristan said, he stepped down from the leadership role and took more of an advisory role in Power Rangers in Space. Yeah.
Weird how that worked, but you gotta admit, Angelos definitely had it good as a leader.
He did. Plus, he filled the mentor role with TJ as an advisor, because they had a pretty tight connection.
Not mention the fact that Angelos was kind of a bit of how you say...
Dick?
Yeah. I would say more like, anti-social, but yeah.
I feel like TJ was also the brains of the operation a little bit, especially during the Psycho Ranger stuff. I mean, you remember when he somehow got everyone wearing blue Space Ranger suits in order to confuse the blue Space Ranger?
It's definitely been a while.
Yeah.
But,
He was smart when it came to dealing with the Psychos. In fact, dealing with a lot of the monsters. Not to mention, he had a pretty kick-ass suit and weapon, the Astro Axe.
that's right.
Or as it's apparently called in Mega Ranger, the Mega Tomahawk.
That's true. But you gotta remember, the difference between Mega Ranger and space, one was set in space, and the other was basically based off internet and video games.
Yeah. Regardless, I love TJ and I love In Space. The two go together hand in hand.
And if I'm going to bring in comic books in this one, for a while he's the only one that actually escaped Draken's invasion of the Astro Shuttle. Although he was drifting out in space with only a mask, but he still managed to escape for a little while.
Again, pretty freaking badass.
Agreed.
Ironic that he's number 6, but we don't have that much to say about him.
Not really. I mean, not without going into Turbo,
Fair.
and that's more of a Red Ranger thing.
Yeah. Either way, Theodore J. Jarvis Johnson, you have our respect. Number 5!
Let's see. Uh-oh.
Cue the footage!
I'm Scottish!
Oh, it's Flynn!
It is Flynn from Power Rangers RPM!
Ah, personal favorite of yours, eh?
Oh yes, I love me some Flynn. Flynn is a great ranger there, because even beforehand, he was doing his best to help the wee lasses and the adults over there while they were trying to escape from the grinders during the Vengex invasion.
He was just basically built up to be a hero down the line.
Pretty much, that was what he was trying to do most of his life.
Really, you're actually gonna do the accent?
Not anymore now. I started slipping into Irish.
Oh.
I can't maintain my accents for that long, I'm sorry.
At least you admit to it. Anyway, let's continue on about how the fact that he was also one of the brains of the operation, who also built an actual Zord himself.
Another brainy Blue Ranger? What a surprise. Regardless, he's right. Along with Gemma, the Silver RPM Ranger, he managed to make a Zord that, against Dr. K's wishes, successfully helped in destroying one of the monsters.
I don't understand why Dr. K was even against that. Because she wasn't doing it?
Yes.
Because she didn't feel like she was smart enough?
Yes.
Oh, boo-hoo.
You're funny.
I'm just saying, if she's the one who created the virus to begin with, she has no right to be upset about someone actually trying to do something else that will help clean up her mess.
Unless it's a prideful thing and she wants to be the one to clean it up. Like she doesn't want anyone else to get mixed up in it, despite the fact that she made her own Ranger suit teams in order to infiltrate and destroy Vengex.
Way to be a hypocrite, Dr. K.
You're a great mentor, though.
Yeah, more or less.
Still a hypocrite. Back to Flynn. Oh, I love this guy. Okay, so let me put it this way. Flynn is a great character. He has some great moments, especially since RPM is more of a darker and yet semi-humorous season.
Very much in contrast to Go Launcher.
Yes. And he, as Tristan said, he was built up to be a hero most of his life.
He was also one of the very few Blue Lion themed Rangers.
That's true, too. Ah, love Flynn. Love Flynn.
What was that line, how it goes in when you were fighting Tenaya 7? Red's the leader, yellow's the girl.
Hold on. I know precisely what it is. Red's the leader, black's the brooding bad boy, green's the clown, and yellow, well, she's the girl. So what are you supposed to be? I'm Scottish!
And that's all he needs!
That's all we need. Next one. Number 4!
Hi! Koda!
Koda, Dino Charge, Blue.
The first time a Blue Ranger that's dinosaur themed is not Triceratops.
And the first caveman in Power Rangers.
That's even weirder.
And
But cooler.
And the first time no, wait, Chad wasn't that smart.
Well, we all knew that.
Yeah. Either way, Koda, Dino Charge Blue, is the heart of the team.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Saving his little brother from attacking Wolf or another dinosaur?
That was a saber-toothed tiger.
Right.
A very badly CGI'd saber-toothed tiger.
What was Nickelodeon? What'd you expect?
A good season, and we got a semi-good season out of Dino Charge.
I can take it. Would you? Because out of all the past ones they did, Dino Charge was a far cry of being just magnificent.
Oh, yes it was. Not to mention, in addition to his ranger powers, Koda has natural caveman super strength.
He was a big boy.
He was. I mean, he ate his burgers raw.
You can take the man out of the cave, but you can't take the cave out of the man.
No, you can't. Regardless, it was still great seeing Koda something this unique in Power Rangers, because when was the last time we had a caveman? Never.
When was the last time we saw a caveman?
Never. When was the last time we had a knight as a Power Ranger?
Never. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on.
Would Daggeron count? A mystic knight. Thought for another video. Either way.
I mean, you could, maybe you could actually get away with that because of Liambo and Daggeron all had some kind of knight chivalry code.
Fair. Yeah, because last time we had a Stegosaurus Zord, it was Dino Thunder. And he was just an auxiliary Zord that kept getting swiped by the evil White Ranger.
That's because technically it was technically White Ranger sword.
No, it was the Ranger Zord, and he just stole it.
I guess it was actually meant to be part of his lineup, though.
Fair enough.
Kind of like how Merrick had his 3 Megazord Matrix.
Yeah, the Hammerhead, the Crocodile, and the Wolf.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Koda with his Stegosaurus. I love Koda.
How can you not?
I don't know. Be heartless?
Have no taste in characters whatsoever?
I have no idea. I mean, he's funny, he's charming, he even somehow managed to gain enough intelligence, with people helping him, of course, to make a caveman robot that ended up saving the Rangers in an episode.
I forgot about that!
You forget about a lot of stuff in Power Rangers sometimes.
That's because it's been a while. Because ever since I, started actually helping you around the lab, I actually started reawakening that Power Ranger love of mine, because that was laid dormant even more than Rita's dumpster on the moon.
Fair enough. Definitely fair enough. But there's only so many ways you can say a character is great, and you got to love Koda. He is adorable, he's fierce, he's loyal, he's badass.
He is willing to sacrifice himself for his friends.
Exactly. And he was one of the only other Rangers to be associated with Wes and Gemma in that little trio of Rangers when they went into the Ninja Steel during Dimensions in Danger.
That's right!
Yeah.
So that's just badass all along right there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, let's not also forget the fact that he was also one of the ones who managed to survive Dracon's invasion.
Exactly.
So, also, he was the very first one to actually find his inner gem.
Yeah, he was. So many years ago.
And he was just basically frozen in his prime ever since finding the blue inner gem, actually having a bond to us.
Yeah, it was Captain America. Well, the Prime thing is true, but with the Energems, you stop aging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been a Captain America situation if it didn't make him age, and he would have been in his prime because he was
But
frozen.
wasn't he? Yeah, exactly. Either way, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So, Koda, we love you, buddy.
How can we not? And please confirm that Preston is his descendant.
For another video, buddy.
Nervous.
For another video. Number 3! Number 3!
This one's a legacy, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan from Dino Thunder.
Power up.
Once again, a smart Blue Ranger with a Triceratops motif.
What are the odds?
More phenomenal.
More phenomenal odds. But, geez, I love Ethan because, and this may or may not be shallow, he's a gamer. There's not a whole lot of Rangers you see who are into games. Mostly they're either all business or all studying.
Or not to mention the fact, like, they are probably gamers, but there's only mentioned to be a gamer, in just in case that has something to actually do with the monster of the episode.
Not only that, but no, not really, because there's an episode where, shit, I forgot what Cassidy Cornell's little assistant was. Devin?
What season?
Dino Thunder. Pretty sure it was Devin. Anyway, he and Devin entered in a video game competition held at Haley Cyberspace.
Oh, yeah.
The video games and villains just so happen to cross paths occasionally. Like when that wizard got sucked out of the video game. And the Rangers had to fight the video game minions, which were Triptoids. Not to mention, with how smart Ethan is, he was able to assist Haley in building one of the coolest vehicles, the Hover Tech Cycle.
Oh, yeah. Also, one thing I would love to have seen more was their Velociraptor steeds.
Oh yeah, those never come back after that episode.
I know. Because those are cool.
Sentai. They were cool.
I mean, as a mode of transportation, they can summon them, and they can also go on the attack.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, let's not forget his Triceras shield.
And even further step from that, the power of the Blue Dino Gem gave him armored skin.
It did, which was really fascinating. Ethan's an all-around good character, and he goes through some pretty good development, which has been confirmed in the episode history. He developed some tech that was used at Space Patrol Delta.
So he's already helping contribute to the next generation. Well, generations.
Speaking of which,
Number 2!
Sky Tate from Power Rangers SPD.
Ah, Sky.
You see what I did there? It's a good transition.
Perfect.
Going back to the topic of Theo, though, you thought he had to stick up his ass?
Oh, we all know Sky was the definition of the rod.
Cadet Tate, if I were to appoint Sid as Red Ranger, would you follow her into battle? Sir, she's a girl.
Ouch.
Or Bridge. I like Bridge, but in all honesty, sir, he's not a leader. I see. You're getting demoted to Blue.
That had to hurt.
Especially when you know about his father.
Especially, well, not even just that. Just like saying that, those are technically his friends.
Yeah. Sky's kind of an asshole.
But at least he grows.
He does grow. Especially with that episode where he gets his mind swapped with a monster and his translator is destroyed. He has to try his damned hardest in order to convince the other Rangers that he is not him.
And it was kind of mean to Rick in that episode.
He was, but he made it up to him in the end.
That's because Rick saved him.
He did.
He's a good dog.
Why did Rick constantly bring the ball back to Sky?
He wants to play fetch.
Yeah, but if he was playing fetch with Bridge on the other side of the command center, and he picked up the ball and ran all the way to the cafe where Sky was having lunch and dropped the ball there, how do you explain that?
Because it's just like regular dogs. Like, man, you're playing with someone, but then he just kind of like, he wants to play with him because he never really gets to. He don't really argue with dogs.
I guess so.
And so he got to play his, fetch with him, play ball with him as much as he could. Until Rick broke the wall.
Yeah. Not to mention, we also find out that Sky actually has a history, and he can actually be a bit of a jokester.
I wonder what happened.
His friend left and ended up being an alien traitor to SPD. His father died. He got picked as the Blue Ranger, while someone seemingly irresponsible was chosen as the Red Ranger.
Off the street, no mind you.
Yes. But he eventually did grow, like you say. In the episode where we find out about his father, Jack gives him the red SPD morpher to honor his father and take out the guy that destroyed him.
And don't forget about the mirror monster.
That's the guy I'm talking about. That's the mirror.
I'm just talking about, like, you know, that instance where he managed to actually get into this guy's mind, like bringing up that tragic event.
Oh yeah, that's more a thing on that guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
but still, that was a great way. That was a great
that was a great episode.
Avenging.
That was a good avenging. And towards the end, he ends up becoming the Red Ranger.
And apparently installed the dragon, it becomes a double Red Ranger when he actually becomes SPD Master.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to like overcompensate with the red.
Probably was.
Either way, that suit looked badass.
It did. In Sky, you may have started with a stick up your ass, but you eventually calmed down and became a pretty cool and pretty relatable character.
And let's not forget about his awesome powers of putting up force fields.
Oh, right. How do we forget about that?
He was technically... Could you consider him a mutant or a mutate or just a metahuman?
Mutate because his family, his parents were all working at SPD, and that eventually passed through their DNA.
Which is really pretty cool. And personally, I know I keep talking about the comics out of this girl thing, but when Dragon invaded SPD as a whole and managed to actually negate their powers for the entire story, Sky's force field can actually has a nice little 20-meter radius. As a dome.
Yeah. Lord knows the kind of strain that'll put on his mind.
Or just his physical body in general.
Which, if you think about it, his putting up of force fields, that could be a psychological means of the fact that he puts up walls because he's very defensive of himself.
I mean, like that time he actually put up an actual literal wall between him and Sid in that one episode?
Yep.
Wow. What a psychological trip that he is.
Yeah. Well... With Sky taken care of and the other 8 Rangers, you ready to go on to number 1?
But first, shouldn't we do some honorable mentions?
True.
Honorable mentions! Let's see who first comes to mind for you.
For me, it definitely comes to Lucas Kendall from Time Force.
Oh!
Michael Copon himself. If I still have the file around, shout out!
Alright, this is Michael Copon, Lucas Kendall from the Power Rangers Time Force series, The Blue Ranger. And you're watching Entertainment Live.
Yeah, he was a good racer. He unfortunately did not have a lot to him, though.
Sadly, not as much like as the rest of them. Hell, not even as much as Trip.
Yeah. What about you?
With me, honestly, this is going to be a little of an odd one that probably no one saw coming. Heckle from Dino Charge.
Oh, I getcha. Because of the afterwards with Necessary Evil and whatnot, he turned out to be the Navy Blue Talon Ranger.
Yep. I mentioned the fact that this is actually alluded to in the actual show itself.
But it never comes to pass.
Because they did not want to adapt any movies. That's the only reason why Heckle didn't actually become Navy Blue.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe Hasbro will do something with that.
I doubt it.
So do I.
Because the whole thing with Shattered Grid and Beyond the Grid,
Yeah.
remember, as soon as the timeline went back in formation, stuff kind of got retconned but still stayed canon.
That's right. So, who else do we got? I'd say Blake Bradley, Navy Thunder Ranger.
The first Navy Ranger we ever seen.
Yeah, just because. Although he doesn't exactly have much outside his relationship with his brother and his teasing relationship with Tori.
Hint, blue on blue.
Blue on blue.
Let's see. Ooh, how do we forget about one of the most famous Shark Rangers with Max Cooper?
Oh yeah, from Wild Force.
Yep.
He was the youngest Ranger in that team, actually.
Yeah, he was. He didn't really have much to him. He didn't actually manage to actually score any other crystals.
He did.
He only just had the giraffe.
Yeah, he got the giraffe crystal, and that was it.
That's true. And so they did give him the giraffe spear.
Better than nothing.
That is true, but I feel like it could build upon it a little bit more.
Fair enough. Who else we got? Okay, Follow me on this.
What you got?
Noah from Megaforce.
Really?
He was the best character in that series.
I don't know. I'm about to give that one to Gia.
He was the best male character in that series.
Okay, it's a bit of a coin toss between him and Jake.
Noah, because he's the actual brains of the operation, and
Sure.
Jake's just a horny wannabe.
Well, what else can you give to the Black Ranger who then becomes green for some reason?
Don't worry, dude. There's a simple explanation for that.
And no one really cares.
Alright. Yeah, but still, Noah's smart. He has his moments. He's funny.
He is okay.
He somehow got pushed into the role of Joe
From Gokaiser?
in Super Mega Force.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Maybe it was their attempt to give him some balls.
Still feel like it failed, though.
Yeah.
But we can't blame him for that, though.
No, we can't.
So, I will give it to Noah.
Alright. Who else we got?
Oh, who else do we have? Oh, the one who just basically got outshined by every other Ranger in her season.
Who?
Who you think?
Maddie?
Maddie.
Maddie. Mystic Force Maddie.
Mermaid.
The poor girl who got turned to stone in, I think that was episode 5.
Constantly outshined by her sister.
And undermined by Xander and Chip.
And not to mention the Will I Won't Day with Bowen. Nick.
Nick. Yeah.
Even Claire had more to her.
Yeah, the Gatekeeper had more to a girl who... I should be more relatable to Maddie, because I spend some of my time behind a camera too.
But even then, man. Even then.
Fair enough.
I think the only thing she was actually, actually really good for is to actually give us our Solaris Knight.
Yeah.
Maddie, you deserve justice.
Yeah. Is that all of them?
I believe so.
Alright. With the honorable mentions out of the way, let's make way for number 1! Who else could it have been?
Ooh, I know. Dax from Operation Overdrive.
I will kill you!
You actually didn't think I was actually going to give it to the jumping bean, did you?
I knew for a fact you weren't going to, but still, I think Dax is my trigger word.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Dax?
I'm sorry, dude. Operation Overdrive scarred me.
How do you think I felt?
I don't know. Dude, were you morally disappointed by any other seasons of Power Rangers?
Megaforce?
Hey, at least it didn't say the Blue Ranger from Alien Rangers.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Blue Alien Ranger.
That's good enough for me. Anyway, the truest of the bluest. Billy Cranston!
From Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'd also like to throw in an extra honorable mention to R.J. Seiler for his portrayal of Billy in the 2017 movie.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
He actually was fun. Now, he was on the heart of the team in that movie.
You know what? Throw him up there just for the hell of it, because he's technically still Billy.
Yeah.
But, Billy Boy.
What can you say about our favorite nerd?
He grew as a character. He invented a flying car in his garage.
Woo, box of scraps.
Yes! Billy Cranston was able to build this in his garage!
From box of scraps.
Yes. But still, he was great. He grew. He literally grew. He gained some real fucking muscle, man.
He really did, because before he actually was just an actual fighter, David Yost himself was actually had acrobatic gymnastics.
I expect he would have had to be, especially given what the story we heard with Walter Jones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but especially with Billy, he grew as a character. He's a great inventor, which gave him understanding of the Command Center's technology and the Zords. Not to mention, he's the longest running of the original team.
That's true.
He lasted all the way to Zeo.
Until he had to go to Aquatar.
We don't talk about that.
It was interesting. But can we also just kind of say how they kind of fake this out by thinking that that Billy was gonna be the Gold Ranger.
Yeah. And then they gave us that bullcrap about negative ions all over his face.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Regardless, though, Billy was a great ranger with his blue lance, his Triceratops, and later Unicorn Zord.
Why the Unicorn Zord?
I don't know. Why did they adapt the Die Ranger Zords into that way?
For reasons.
For reasons.
For reasons. And don't forget about the wolf power.
Oh yeah, the wolf spirit.
Spirit of the wolf. Oh, the first Wolf Ranger too.
Mm-hmm. Even though his helmet was still a Triceratops.
Oh please, it was the first Triceratops for all that, and we all knew it.
Yeah, just like the rest of the Rangers. Still, he was brave, he was bold, he was assisting with the command center and his technology. Pretty sure Alpha and him made BFF bracelets.
Oh, him and Trini.
Oh yeah.
Because, you can't forget, he also had a best friend thing going on with Trini.
Oh yes. God, you gotta love Billy.
How can you not? Especially MMPR season 1 for 3, Alien Rangers, then the Zeo.
As cliche as it is to go with the OG, there's a reason
He just
he's
had
the
so
OG.
much.
He's been through so much. And off set.
He's been, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the man deserves a break, and he's actually doing really good right now. He does weekly Instagram live sessions.
And did you see that challenge that he had to do when the movie came out?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he had he lost a bet, and so he actually had to go walk around Hollywood Boulevard in a stylized new Blue Ranger suit.
And he did it. Man, he's a man of his word, and we love him.
Also, he may find out embarrassing, but we just found out awesome.
He was a true blue.
Literally.
For life. So, I'd say that's just about it, buddy.
Also,
Topping
can
it
we
off.
also talk about just how awesome Triceratops sword actually is?
Yeah,
Did you know that thing's horns actually has grappling hooks?
I did not.
Yeah, that thing actually has grappling power. It can actually work as a bulldozer.
Cool.
Yeah. And a battery ram, because that's how you manage to actually take down an evil putty that can just shapeshift into the Megazord.
Right. Still, though, we ended with a true blue, and I think that's quite a success.
Oh, definitely.
So, with that said, guys, thanks for watching. And you want to see if we can find something? I'm pretty sure that Zordon's got a mini fridge somewhere in this command center.
Hot damn, let's rate the hell of that.
Alright, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Come on, let's see what we can find.
Let's steal Alpha's gummies.
Shift into turbo!
Ninja spin!
Ninja storm! Ranger form! Ha!
Juggle beast! Spirit unleashed!
I am the Blue Ranger.
RPM! Get in gear!
It's morphing time. Dino Charger, ready.
Unleash the power! Dino Thunder, power up! SPD, emergency! Triceratops!